would have liked to have seen Adam Brooks play on opening night for the Montreal Canadiens against the Toronto Maple Leafs. His former team, the Canadiens, claimed Brooks off of waivers in the last few days, and it may have come at the expense of Ryan Poehling. You can check out the bonus episode we did on Ryan Poehling, which has been out for a few days. With Adam Brooks, I honestly don't know that much about him. I know he was with the Toronto Maple Leafs. I know a lot of people in Toronto liked him, but I'm really curious as to what he'll do and how he'll fit with the Montreal Canadiens lineup. Rick, what do you think about Adam Brooks?
Well, I wish I had a better feel for him. Also, I mean, he's only played 18 games in the NHL, and my understanding is, obviously a fourth line guy that's pretty responsible in critical situations. And he's not a very big guy. I guess he plays a fairly smart game. But, I anticipate he's a depth player. He's going to step in there on occasion or in through injury. But I don't really have a good feed other than, he's a guy that can give you an honest effort and be responsible in key situations. And, we'll see when he gets the opportunity to have a much better feel on what he can bring to the team.
Yeah, from what I can see from Brooks is he's a guy who uses his speed a lot. He has some scoring touch, which can help at the bottom of the lineup. He's had trouble breaking in consistently with the Maple Leafs. His point production in the American Hockey League is not amazing, but it's solid. And at 25 years old, you expect if he's going to establish himself in a depth role, this is going to be the season. He's probably hungry moving on from a Maple Leafs team that has a lot of depth into a situation where he could maybe move up the lineup. I think this is a good potential play for the Montreal Canadiens. And I agree with Julian that I think they made a bit of a mistake not playing him in the first game against Toronto. Those former players always seem to score in that first game against their former team. So maybe that would have changed the outcome of the game.
I'll be honest, I don't know a ton about him. He's only played 18 NHL games, but I heard Mike Johnson, TSN, former Canadiens player, played a long time in the NHL, talking about him on the radio the other day. And he's seen him, I guess, with the Toronto Marlies. He was a very good offensive center with the Marlies, and he was saying he's got a lot of offensive skill. So that's the scouting report from Mike Johnson. And I think, for the Canadiens, he adds depth. It's another guy, centerman, who can play. And Dominic Ducharme has said he wants to have four lines who can score. And if he's your center on the fourth line, that gives you an opportunity. If Joel Armia goes down to the fourth line after Hoffman comes back, that's a fourth line that can maybe put some offense on the board. So he wants a balanced lineup. He wants four lines he can put on the ice against anybody. And Ryan Poehling didn't work out, and so this was Plan B. And so we'll see, what Brooks can do. But he's depth at center and a guy who has a little bit of offensive ability, apparently.
I'll get this out the way now, considering how some of these bonus episodes are staggered. It would be pretty funny if Adam Brooks saw time against the Buffalo Sabres and or the New York Rangers. And by the time you all see this, they say like he scores like 3 goals in those 2 games or something. And then the comments are just like, what are you guys talking about? Adam Brooks is really good. I just want to get that out the way now because it does happen. Look, these things are just going to happen in the internet world that we live in. But as of right now, as we're recording this, we don't know that much about Adam Brooks. And I'm actually kind of happy that we all kind of just fessed up and said, hey, you know what? This is a guy who's played 18 NHL games. We don't have that big of a sample size to go off of when it comes to him and his NHL career to this point. I just know that he did okay in the Toronto Maple Leafs organization, and he could be counted on as a bottom line depth player for the Montreal Canadiens. And the Canadiens seem to have enough guys where they could rotate in and out, especially and considering the facts of injuries too. Like Paul Byron is a guy who would normally be in those bottom 6 lines. We're not going to see him until January. He could still figure in those plans as well. So yeah, clearly a depth move for the Montreal Canadiens, and we'll just have to wait and see with how Adam Brooks really fits into this lineup. That's going to do it for this bonus episode. Check us out on hockeyinsideout.com. Of course, that's the website. I would never forget that. Subscribe to the YouTube channel as well, and subscribe to the Hockey Inside Out newsletter, montrealgazette.com/newsletters.